Hello and welcome. My name is Sarah Jane Chapman. I am a certified yoga therapist. I'm an astrologer and a tarot reader. And this is a practice for the summer solstice. The summer solstice is always going to be that transition from Gemini season into Cancer season. And in the Northern Hemisphere, it's when we have the most amount of light and the least amount of darkness. And so we're going to look at this in a couple ways. First, this is the tarot card that we connect to the summer solstice, which is the sun. And the sun is about, in my opinion, finding sustainable joy. Often when we think about joy and lightness and brightness, we think about big, we think about expansive, and we will be doing some heart openers today, so don't worry about that. But this type of joy is more about finding the sweetest little moments in our life that we don't feel like we have to deprive ourselves so that we're kind of grasping for things and trying to make things really big. We can find little bits of joy, sustainable joy throughout our day so that we can feel it regularly. So in our practice today, as I said, we will be doing some heart openers, and so be gentle with yourself. We'll be feeling this fullness of light, and then we're going to feel releasing, because this is kind of the full moon of the year. Obviously, we get 12 full moons every year, but from looking at our astrology from like the full big lens, the new moon is kind of like the winter solstice, where it's like we're kind of setting our intentions, and then the equinoxes are these first and last quarter moons, which is a time to like check in and is this what we want to be building? Is this what we want to be releasing? And then the summer solstice is like a full moon. It's this fullness of energy. We have an expansiveness of light. And then it's about, what are we going to release? What are we going to let go to create space for? How can we practice generosity? How can we practice finding that joy so that we can share it with others? Some things to think about. We will begin in a seated position. So I would suggest sitting in Sukhasana, easy seat, but if you'd like to sit back on your heels, that's totally fine. And rest your hands on your lap to start. First, just take a couple deep breaths in and out of the nose, or in through your nose and out of your mouth. Soften what you can soften. And then bring your hands onto your rib cage and start to feel an expansion of your ribs as you breathe. So as you inhale, feel the ribs go forward, back, side to side. As you exhale, feel everything pull in towards the middle. We're gonna do 2 more breaths like this, but we're gonna add some sound. So inhale, feel your breath expand forward, back, side to side. As you exhale, let's make a shh. 2 more like this. One more like this. As you inhale, extend your arms out to the side, palms face up. Feel how that opens your heart a little bit. Exhale, take your right hand down, lean over to the right, stretching the left side. Inhale, return to center. Exhale, take your left hand down, reach over to the left, stretching the right side. Inhale, return to center, flip your palms up. Exhale, hands onto your knees, round in your spine into a little seated cat pose. We're going to repeat that a couple times. Inhale, return to center, palms up. Exhale, lean to the right. Inhale, return to center. Exhale, lean to the left. Inhale, return to center. Exhale, hands onto your knees, round in your spine, cat back. We're gonna do that one more time. Inhale, return to center, flip your palms up, feel your heart lift. Exhale, lean over to the right. Inhale to center. Exhale, lean to the left. Inhale, return to center. Exhale, hands onto your knees, round in your spine. And then inhale, return to center. You're going to switch so your other leg is in front, and notice how that shift just maybe feels a little bit different. So we're gonna do a similar thing, but we're gonna switch it up a little bit. So inhale, arms out to the side. This time as you exhale, you're gonna sweep the body forward as you move to the right. And then you're gonna roll to the other side as you move to the left. Exhale as you fold. This time as you inhale, you'll lean a little bit more. Alternating sides. Exhale as you fold. Inhale, lean to the side. 2 more like this. Exhale as you fold. Inhale as you lean to the side. 1 more on each side. Exhale as you fold. Inhale as you lean to the side. 1 more, exhale. And inhale. And then you're going to return to center. We're going to come into a tabletop position, hands and knees. So you can just roll over your ankles. Inhale, lift your heart and your tailbone, cow pose. Exhale, send your hips towards your heels. Stretch your arms forward, child's pose. Inhale, come up to stand on your knees, reach your arms out, flip your palms up. Exhale, send your hips towards your heels, hands onto your heart. Inhale, back to stand on your knees, flip your palms up, lift up through your heart. Exhale, return to child's pose, arms forward, hips back, stretch your spine. Inhale, cow, hands pull in, heart lifts. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, cow. Exhale, child's. Inhale, come up to stand on your knees, flip your palms up, lift up through your heart. Exhale, sit back on your heels, hands onto your heart center. Inhale on your knees, arms lift, heart lifts. Exhale, back to child's pose, arms by your ears, send your hips towards your heels, stretch your spine. Inhale, cow. Exhale, downward facing dog. We're gonna do 1 more round like that. Inhale, cow. Exhale, child's. Inhale, come up to stand on your knees, arms lift, heart lifts, arms out to the side. Exhale, sit back on your heels, hands to your heart. Inhale on your knees, arms to the side, flip your palms up. Exhale, back to child's pose. Inhale, cow. And exhale, downward facing dog. 3 deep breaths here in your down dog. Pedaling your feet, bending one knee, bending the other. And then walk your hands back towards your feet at the back of your space. Soften your knees, relax your upper body over your lower body. 3 deep breaths. For 2. And for 1. And then as you inhale, you're going to drag your hands up the front of your legs. Move your hands to your low back. Press your hips down, lift up through your heart. A little standing Ustrasana, standing camel pose. Exhale, drag your hands back down your legs towards your feet, folding in. We're going to repeat that a couple times. Inhale, pull your hands up your legs, move them to your low back. Press your hips down, lift up through your heart. Exhale, folding in, hands glide back down the front of your body towards your feet. We're going to do that 2 more times. Inhale, pull your hands up the front of your body, move your hands to your low back, lift up through your heart. Exhale, folding back in. One more, inhale. And exhale. Inhale, return to stand. Take your hands behind your back, lift your heart, and then extend your arms out to the side again. Flip up through your palms. Exhale, free your arms by your side. You're going to pivot your left toes out at a 45-degree angle and take a big step forward with your right foot. And then we're going to square our hips off towards the front edge of the mat. So first, just rest your fingertips onto your sternum, the center of your heart. Think of one subtle thing that can bring you joy. Think of one subtle thing that will bring you joy. Or that does bring you joy. Inhale, extend your arms up. As you exhale, bend your elbows, and we're going to do a lion's breath. Exhale out of the mouth, tongue out. Inhale, straighten your right leg, bring your arms up. Exhale, fold in, hold your own hand behind your back. We're going to do that a couple more times. Inhale, return to standing. Exhale, bend your elbows, lion's breath. Inhale, straighten your arms, straighten your leg. Exhale, folding in, hands to your low back. We're going to do that 2 more times. Inhale, warrior 1. Exhale, bend your elbows, lion's breath. Inhale, straighten your arms, straighten your leg. Exhale, folding in, hands to your low back. 1 more. Inhale, warrior 1. Exhale, lion's breath. Inhale, straighten your arms, straighten your leg. Exhale, folding in. This time you're going to interlace your hands behind your back. Extend your arms up. You can keep the right knee bent for this one. Relax your head down. 5 breaths. For 4. For 3. For 2. Free your hands down. Step back, downward facing dog. Inhale, cow. Lower your knees, lift your heart and your tailbone. Exhale, child's pose, hips to heels, arms stretch forward. Inhale, come up to stand on your knees, reach your arms out to the side, flip up through the palms. Exhale, hips to heels, hands to your heart center. Inhale, back on your knees, arms lift, heart lifts. Exhale, back to child's pose, hands forward, hips go back. Inhale, cow. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Walk your hands back towards your feet. Keep as much space as you need between your feet, especially to make room for your belly so you can breathe. Hands onto the tops of your feet, 2 breaths here. 1 more. And then start to pull your hands up the front of your legs. Once again, hands move to your low back, press your hips down, lift up through your heart, standing Ustrasana, standing camel pose. Exhale, fold back in. Inhale, pull your hands up the front of your legs. Press your hands down your low back, lift up through your heart. Exhale, folding in. Just 1 more like this. Inhale, come all the way up to stand. Press your hips down, lift up through your heart. Exhale, folding in. Inhale, return to stand. This time you're going to bring your arms out to the side, palms flip up. And then exhale, free your arms by your side. This time you're going to turn your right toes out and take a big step forward with the left foot. And go ahead and place your hands onto your hips just to square the hips off. So again, left hip will probably have to go back a little bit. Right hip will have to go a little forward. We're squaring our hips off to the front edge of the mat. Inhale, reach your arms up. Warrior one. Exhale, bend your elbows, lion's breath. Inhale, straighten your arms, straighten your leg. Exhale, fold in, hands to your low back. You can hold your own hand. Inhale, back to warrior one. Exhale, bend your elbows, lion's breath. Inhale, straighten your arms, straighten your leg. Exhale, folding in. 3 more rounds like this. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, bend your elbows, lion's breath. Inhale, straighten your arms, straighten your leg. Exhale, folding in. Last one like this. We're going to come into our bind. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, bend your elbows, lion's breath. Inhale, straighten your arms, straighten your leg. Exhale, folding in, interlace your hands behind your back. As you fold, you can keep your left knee bent for this one. Humble warrior. 3 deep breaths. Good. Free your hands to the ground. Step your left foot back to your right, downward facing dog. Inhale, cow. Exhale, child's. Inhale, come up to stand on your knees. Last one like this. Arms lift, palms lift, heart lifts. Exhale, sit back on your heels, hands to your heart center. Inhale, back to stand on your knees. Arms lift, palms lift, heart lifts. Exhale, back to child's pose. This time though, as you inhale, we are gonna shift forward, but as you exhale, lower your body to the floor. So have your palms be underneath your shoulders. We're first gonna start with a couple rounds of cobra pose. Now here's the thing. So we have these different muscle groups that are connected to each other, and the muscles on your back, your erector spinae muscles, the ones around your spine that hold up, erect your spine. And then in your abdomen, you have a lot of muscles, but we're going to talk about the rectus abdominis, and they kind of mirror each other. So as you inhale, you're going to use your back muscles to lift yourself, feel how they engage. As you exhale, we're going to and pull your abdomen in, and your abdomen pulling in is what lowers you down, and then you can relax your back muscles. We're going to do that 3 more times. Inhale, just your back muscles lift you up. Your hands have nothing to do with it. Exhale, pull your abdomen in. Do a shh. That's what lowers you down. Let everything in your back relax. 2 more like that. Inhale, spine lifts you up. Exhale, everything relaxes. 1 more like this. Inhale. And exhale. Good. Bring one ear to the ground. And take a couple breaths here, feeling your back relax, or at least stretch with your breath. And then take your forearms under the ground. We're going to come into Sphinx pose. So we're lifted up a little bit here. And first we're going to stretch our quads a little bit. So let's bend your right knee. So your right foot is kind of reaching back towards your heel. Reach back with your right hand, and then you can pull it in. So even for an extra shoulder stretch. So first of all, you could just pull the ankle or the heel towards your hip. You could also practice what's called half frog pose. So your fingers kind of point forward, and then your shoulders are pointing forward and your elbow is pointing up towards, or I guess your elbow is pointing back. 3 breaths here. For 2. And then free your right foot. Take your right forearm onto the ground. Exhale, fold in. Rest your other side of your head onto your hands. Take a couple breaths. Feel your back expand. And then again, coming back into Sphinx pose, bend your left knee, grab a hold of the left ankle. You can keep a hold of the left ankle, reaching your left heel towards your left hip. If you would also like a shoulder stretch, you can hold on to the top of your toes. A couple breaths here. For 3, for 2, and then release that leg down. Take your hands to the ground. Take your other side of your head onto the floor. Couple breaths here, or your forehead. Feel your back expand with your breath. Okay, so now we're going to come into Dhanurasana, to bow pose. So bend both legs, reach back for your ankles, flex your feet. Your feet reaching back is what lifts up through your heart. We're here for 3, for 2, and for 1. Release down, release your legs. You can even do a little windshield wiper side to side. We're going to do 2 more options for this. So you can do just the same one that we just did, or we can play with rolling to the side. So again, reach back for your ankles, press your feet back, and then if you like, roll over to one side, push your feet away. So it's more of a stretch. Gravity is working in your favor. For 3, for 2. If you roll to your side, lift back up to center. If you want to do the other side, you roll to the other side. So you usually have to find a little bit of momentum from the opposite side to roll to the side that you want to move on. So if you're going to the right, you roll a little bit to the left and you roll to the right. Press your feet away for 3, for 2. And then inhale, return to center, lift the body up, free your feet, and let's go into a child's pose. Relax your forehead onto the ground. Have your breath expand your muscles in your back. Five breaths. So now that we've felt that peak of energy, it's time to release and to pull in. So we're going to shift to find our way onto our backs. Knees in towards your chest. Find some little gentle circles, kind of massaging your low back and your upper glutes. So the summer solstice, as I said, in the northern hemisphere is that peak of energy, which can be really fun, but it can also be really intense. And as I mentioned, it's kind of like the big full moon of the whole year. What do you want to release? Having too much big, exciting joy is not sustainable. What do you need to let go to find that more subtle, sustainable joy, just like the tarot card? Inhale, extend your legs up towards the ceiling and your arms out to the side. Flex your heels. Exhale, we're going to do a as you pull everything in. And we're going to do that a couple more times. Inhale, extend your legs up and your arms out. Exhale. 3 more like this. Two more. Last one. Release your feet to the ground. If you need any other counter pose, feel free to take it. And sometimes it's just listening to your body, of what your body needs. If you need something to pull in, if you need a little twist, if you need an extension, your body knows what to do. And so once again, what needs to release so that you can find sustainable joy? What do you have abundance of that you can share with others? And sometimes these things are the same, and sometimes these things are different. What can you release so you can find sustainable joy? What do you have in abundance that you can share with others? And so you can stay here for as long as you like. And when you're ready to close out this practice, you can either stay laying down or you can find the simplest path up to a comfortable seat. And you can either keep your hands resting in your lap or take your hands onto your heart. And see if you can find your pulse or your heartbeat. And it's okay if you can't. We're going to close out this practice by chanting the word peace 3 times in Sanskrit. We're going to do a big Om together, have a pause, and then chant the word Shanti. If you know it, love for you to join. Otherwise, you can listen and you'll still get all the benefits. So deep breath in for Om. Om. Deep breath in for Shantis. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace to you, peace to your loved ones, peace to all beings everywhere without exception. Thank you for your time, your presence, and your practice. And then send it out to the universe.